winners final here between Kaleva and the Potato. We're about ready to start here, and I'm very excited about this match today here. The winners finals, definitely between two players that really deserve to be here. You're both really good in this category, and well, we just started. Let's go. Good luck to both runners.
Hi everyone.
Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Fine. And I guess I will be even better after this amazing race that we are about to commentate. And yeah, let's just enjoy the show. I would say.
I agree with that. What do you think about this race?
We are already pretty far in the tournament. These are actually the winner. This is actually the winner bracket finals. So who win this race will have a serious shot of taking home the whole tournament. So it's going to be a very important race for both of our players. Two amazing players. Kaleva isn't finishing to to actually surprise us. He's having an amazing run thus far and he's improving a lot. He reached third place in the leaderboard for this category. He's keeping improving. He's getting closer and closer to the world record. He's a serious contestant for this tournament. On the other side, we have Thepotato. Thepotato, a great experience in this category, an experienced player. He deserved to be here to reach this thus far in the tournament, and even though he probably starts a little bit behind Kaleva, just simply by looking at the PB, he for sure will do his best to try to win this race and then gain the access to the grand final, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Like you mentioned, even though Kaleva it's a little bit ahead on the leaderboards than Potato's best time, I mean, this is a tournament environment, and their times they're both pretty good. Maybe their times are differences between just a little bit of RNG or maybe just a little bit of execution difference. But in this type of race, they're pretty much even in the same level, so it's gonna be pretty interesting race to see here.
Absolutely, yes, I agree. As I always say, a race is completely different environment than real-time attack attempts. Because here you can reset. If something goes wrong, you have to keep playing. You have to find a way to recover from your mistake. You have to find a way not to let you down. To just keeping playing to limit the damage and just going strong. Because of course you can't reset. Your opponent is still play, and it's totally different thing. It's totally different thing. And actually the difference between these players race-wise are not that much. I would say this is a fairly even match.
Definitely. And we see here both players getting very different RNG on the frogs here, with Kaleva getting the punches first and Potato getting the fireflies first. Potato was able to do enough damage for the machine to skip completely the second phase and go straight into the machine. While Kaleva, what he had to do is to do enough damage on the punches to skip the fireflies and get just one attack on the first phase and one attack on the second phase. At the very end of the boss fight, both of these patterns that they got can get a pretty even time. Potato can be a little bit faster, but not by much. Like they both did the fight accordingly to the RNG that they got. So like we can see, Potato got a 109. And I think Kaleva probably got like a 110, I guess. So it's gonna be pretty even. Oh, 109 as well. Yeah.
Exact same time. Yeah, different patterns, but in the end, the same time. In this fight, two patterns have two different strategies, but in the end, they are both fast at the same time, at the same way. So it doesn't really make a difference if you know both strategies, of course.
Yep. Okay, and we're heading here into Guppy Legrand. We like to call him the very trolly boss. And we can see in Potato's screen why is that. Like, he kind of jumps in two different heights, but sometimes he also delays the jump. So if you're trying to mimic his little jumps or his high jumps, and he tries to delay it, you're gonna get hit by it. And ideally, you don't want that to happen because at the end, you want to take a little bit of a damage boost to throw some spread EX attacks right in his body.
Yeah, Potato is finishing his fight with just 1 HP, but doesn't really matter. He gets the knockout even before the tombstone tries his own stomp attack. Whereas Kaleva is still fighting the tombstone and he gets it right now. So
Yep.
thus far, I would say pretty even fight. The Potato maybe has a very slight lead. He gains a second here because Potato got 37 and Kaleva got 38, but very minimal difference. And I think that in order to actually see a little bit of gap, we should definitely wait for Silent 2 where the difficulty really starts to ramp up. And
Yeah. And especially in Island 1 here, the first three bosses, they don't do a lot of difference. They're usually pretty standard fights. But the starting here in the first flying section with Hilda is when things can start going one way or the other. Because Hilda is the first like super risky boss where you have to take damage boost and have to do very specific damage to try to skip a certain section of the boss and get a really good time. So we'll see what these players do here. Kaleva
actually,
already in 1 HP.
oh, so Kaleva is in a little bit of predicament because he cannot do the optimal strategies because he can no longer take damage. He can't do the second damage boost as Thepotato is doing right now. So we need to play a little bit safer. I'm not sure if that nuke actually hit Hilda. So Kaleva is in a little bit of trouble here. He has definitely to play a little bit defensively right now because he can't really afford to. He may afford to lose 5-6 seconds from this battle, but he definitely can afford to die. Definitely,
Yeah.
really bad.
Yeah, any dead could really set any one of these players apart from the other, like really bad. Like Cole is saying right here. And like you mentioned, I don't really think that nuke actually hit Hilda because I think it took a long time
Yeah.
for her to transform into the moon. So we'll see here. Wow, Potato getting an incredible time.
109. Wow.
That's like really one of the better times. I think you can get like 107. I'm not sure about a 106, but definitely anything 110 and below is crazy good, especially for a race environment.
Yeah, Kaleva had a little bit of troubles there. I would say that none of his nukes actually hit Hilda, not even the second one, because probably released it too early when Hilda wasn't totally immune. And in that part, damage still doesn't count. So I'm not even sure that for sure the first one didn't hit. But I'm not even sure about the second one. Probably not even the second one.
Yeah, and probably I think as you think maybe the second one didn't hit either because we could see the time at the end. It was a very
High.
very high time. 124 is not usually what you like to see on that fight for sure.
Yeah, definitely. The first hit really influenced a lot the rest of this battle. He had to play more safe. He played with more fear because, of course, at that.
Did Kaleva just got a nothing in current patch?
Yeah, it can happen sometimes. It can happen, especially if you try to switch to quickly switch. When you use because what you want to do is to use a pea shooter and then quickly switch back to weapon in order to optimize the damage up. But sometimes it can happen, just like in regular Legacy, that actually the pea shooter doesn't really happen.
Got it. This is the first time I see a nothing in current patch. For those of you that are watching, a nothing means that it usually happened a lot in the old patch in Legacy because you were swapping weapons too fast. And sometimes the game wouldn't really detect which weapon you had, so you threw an EX, and Cuphead did the animation for the EX, but nothing actually came out. So that's what happened for Kaleva on the screen here.
Yeah, and I think that both of players choose to start from Bep instead of Baroness. I'm not sure if this route actually includes the bombs. It probably does. But for sure, I know for a fact that when you do sorry, Kaleva is doing Baroness right now, so there are definitely some differences because Potato starts from Beppi and Kaleva starts from Baroness. When you start from Baroness, you are going to pick up bombs for sure. Bombs can help a later point in the run, especially for some flying stages where it can actually allow you to beat some bosses faster and safer.
Definitely.
I don't know if Potato. Probably Potato is not going for bombs, but I'm not 100% sure. We will see.
Potato has not going for bombs so far in the tournament yet. I'm not sure if he's practicing that on his own time, but I think he feels comfortable not going for bombs yet. And
Yeah,
I mean, it
makes
has worked
sense.
for him so far, so he's not trying any new strats that he's not very used to doing. And I mean,
Makes
it's
sense.
100% understandable, especially again for a tournament environment where you
Yeah.
cannot really test things, especially this late in the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. You don't really want to change strategies when you are doing a tournament, because when you approach a tournament you have to rely on strategy or super confident. Otherwise you are going to be in troubles. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Two very solid fights for both of our players. Potato gets rid of Beppy and Kaleva instead beat Baroness Bombovon without any particular trouble. And both are about to fight the genie. This is not a very, contrary to Legacy, where this fight is an absolute an absolute nightmare. Here in this category, it's not that bad. It's a little bit of a breather, I would say. There are some strategies that AX management that you have to pull off in order to optimize the time, but overall this is not a very difficult fight or
Yeah,
compared
since
to others.
in this category you can shield a little bit in the back, just throwing as many shoots as possible into the genie. You don't have to be on the phase, like especially on this phase that Potato is right now. You don't have to
Yeah,
be right in the phase the whole time. You can
yeah,
just chill a little bit, like Potato is doing right now, and
yeah.
it's not really gonna affect that much.
I can definitely keep your distance in this phase. Whereas in Legacy, you have to stay as closer as possible, because you want to hit the enemy with bombs through. So you definitely need to keep your super closer. But at that point, you can see the ghost. Can see the ghost spawning. So it's a pain, because the ghosts are totally unpredictable. The spawns sometimes can really screw you over without any notice. It's not a fun fight, Legacy at all. Whereas here, it's definitely fun.
Potato has to be really careful here. He doesn't opt for safety stress. He could have saved that 5EX bomb to do a little bit of invincibility when the genie attacks. He decides not to go for that, but okay, he's not gonna have any trouble finishing it anyway.
He got a very good pattern, a very safe pattern, but sometimes the laser attack can be really, really, really difficult to dodge, and it can corner you. And if it
Yep,
corners you, it's over. There's nothing you can do. Can escape.
and he's got a 133 while Kaleva got a 127. So we can see Kaleva here cutting a little bit of that advantage that Potato had. And the main difference, those 6 seconds came especially from getting the bombs from Kaleva.
Yeah,
On that second phase where the columns are going like an auto scroller, you can do a little bit of damage with regular bullets and then the end hit with the bombs. And that damage is gonna keep carrying over through the whole genie fight, and that's where he got those 6 seconds from mostly.
yeah. In the meantime, we see a boss exchange, because previously Kaleva was doing Baroness and the Potato was doing Betty, and now at this time is the other way around. So after this fight, we will see the bot routes will be aligned again, and so we can definitely see how much gap there is between the Potato and Kaleva.
Yeah, and one thing to see here, it's let's see if Kaleva gets a green horse. He does.
Great,
Potato
nice.
didn't got the green horse, so this is a little bit of better RNG so far for Kaleva here.
Yeah, it's going to save a
Uh,
couple of
it's gonna
seconds,
go,
even some.
yeah. Potato got a 111 at the end of Bepi, so we'll see here what he
Ah,
got.
fine.
But Potato's getting an amazing. He got a really good Baroness Bombomon right there. It was a pretty fast fight.
Yeah, let's see the final time. 1 minute.
1 minute,
Not bad at all. Okay,
definitely not bad.
let's see Kaleva how much time will need to beat the Beppy the Clown. Is almost done. Clean fight, no damage, no issues whatsoever. So thus far, pretty flawless run from both of our players. Maybe
I,
Kaleva had a little bit of trouble at Hilda, but apart from that, amazing run from both of
yeah,
them.
yeah, and the Bepi time was pretty much the same. So Potato keeps his advantage a little bit here, going into Wally Warbles first, then Kaleva. But man,
Yes,
this is a close race right now.
definitely close. As long as the first one is not more than one boss far, meaning that one death can put Kaleva in an advantage situation. It's still a close race. I mean, if Potato dies right now, Kaleva is going to be ahead.
Yep.
So as long as the gap is so tiny, the race is still very close.
And Wally Werewolves is usually not a hard fight, but it can be a little bit trolling. Especially if you take damage at the beginning, the last section can be difficult depending on the RNG you get.
Yeah.
Ideally, you want the bird to go to the right, and Potato gets a good RNG here.
It's not a big deal if you have more than 1 HP. If you have more than 1 HP, the fact that the bird goes right or left doesn't really change that much. But if you have only 1 HP, you really don't want to get cornered to the very left. Because sometimes avoid dodging all the projectiles or all the thing that the bird is throwing at you, it's simply impossible. There's no room. There's no room to escape. So Babot got pretty good RNG. Kaleva also 3 HP. He's doing an amazing fight. Kaleva is really good at this fight. Let's see what time he gets. Kaleva is known for having very strong volleyball fight.
Potato got a 107 and Kaleva got a 104, cutting off 3 seconds there. And little by little trying to make his way back to the leader of this race right here.
Oh, and we are at one of the make it or break it process of the run, the dragon fight. This fight is nerve-wracking. It's definitely nerve-wracking because there's not a really precise strat. It's all about managing the clouds, your position with the clouds, and hitting the boss as hard and as long as possible. It sounds easy and clean, but it is not. Believe me, this fight is really hard. It's really nerve-wracking. It seems that this fight never ends, especially during the last fight. It seems really never finishing. It's very, very, very tough.
Yeah, and I think Potato here is getting a good fight. He got 1 damage, but the first section did extend it a bit. So you want the first section to extend as much as possible, so that you don't have to deal with the second section that much longer.
There it is, the final phase for Potato. My god, this is always nerve-wracking to watch as well. Not only to play, but also to watch, because it seems on control, but it's so easy to mess up here. But luckily for the Potato, the fight was very clean and he gets the knockout. Kaleva is about to do the same. Kaleva is definitely closing the gap. It seems to be way closer.
But he has to be very careful here. He's just got 1 HP right now.
Would stay below
he got a good one.
The dragon speeds up the flamethrower. The TMR actually lost his race by doing this because he got caught at some point. He had no way to escape and he got a death. Kaleva took the same risk, but luckily for him, he had plenty enough room to escape it and to actually save himself. He got actually a slower time, so Kaleva is about to lose time here because Potato got 1:10, whereas Kaleva got 1:17, so 7 seconds gain from Potato.
Yeah, and the risky part of going to the bottom of the dragon there is like, you definitely do more damage, or you have the potential to do more damage, but you have less room to escape from the flamethrower.
Yeah, that's why players usually stay higher, they get the higher clouds and they try to shoot diagonally the dragon maybe using the X shot there. It's safer, and I believe it's not that much slower. For sure safer. On a race, sometimes playing safe, a little bit safer, it's better, because as we told several times, dying here, it's better to get slower time, maybe lose 5 or 6 seconds, but save yourself, because a death can really destroy you during a race.
Okay, and Potato getting a fast kill right there, even though without the best of the RNGs, because he didn't got a middle B, he still got a quick kill right there, so it is pretty good.
That's really impressive. 55, nice time. Let's see, Kaleva, if managed to get the quick kill. The quick kill can let you save time because you can skip a lot of animation where you can actually hurt the boss. So it's really important to get it. There are 5-6 seconds to save. Let's see, Kaleva gets it, he gets it, nice.
He gets it as well. Both of them getting the quick kills without the best of RNG, so that's pretty impressive here.
Yeah,
Not also a 55 man. None of
nice.
giving any room to anybody here.
They are showing us why they reached the winner bracket final. So they are proving that they deserve this spot. Definitely they deserve this spot. Amazing race thus far.
Yep. We might see here Kaleva might get a faster fight here at the robot just because he has the bombs.
Yeah.
So we will see Kaleva dealing in the first phase with two sections at the same time, while Potato had to deal one at a time here.
Yeah, and also the bombs gets a slight advantage with the bullet hell because in order to hit with the standard gun, you have to be in front of the boss. Sometimes it's not possible because as you can see, these electrified steel flying platforms comes on your way, and they actually reflect your shots. Whereas if you have the bombs, you can simply fly up and hit with an arc trajectory with the bombs. So it's definitely better having here bombs because you can deal a lot more damage that you would not be able to do just counter. As you can see there, he's using bombs when he's higher than the doctor, and in that way you can deal a lot of more damage.
And Kaleva going for super risky damage boosts right there, trying to do as much damage as possible.
Ooh, he missed. Probably want. I'm not sure if he want to parry there, or if he simply went for shooting the missile. But that was close. I mean, that was pretty close. He took a risk there.
He took a risk, and I think it paid off. It ended up saving time compared to Potato's final time. Right now, I mean, I'm not sure if he's watching the replay of the match or not, but he's definitely gotta try to get up time everywhere as possible because Potato is not giving any room to breathe, man. Potato is having an amazing race right now, so
yeah.
Kaleva being from behind, he really needs to cut as many seconds as possible from every single fight and try to catch up little by little.
Kaleva, he probably is assuming that he's behind simply because of that Hildeberg, which was particularly slow.
Yeah, definitely. And right now here, I mean, Sally, it's a pretty simple boss as well. It's probably the room to breathe in this section here in the island number 3. But later on, we will have the Tom and Jerry fight, and then the Captain Brini Bird fight.
Oh no, the RNG
Captain
Fiesta.
Brini, yeah, man. Captain Brini can definitely say who wins or who loses a race like this.
Yeah. Okay. Not sure what is happening with. Okay, Potato will come back. Okay, nice. Yeah, Potato just beat Sally, and Kaleva did the same. Nothing to say. You pretty much said everything. Everything about this fight. And now we are entering one of the most critical segments, the Werner Wehrman fight, and then of course the RNG Fiesta, the mighty Captain Reinbart, the mighty pirate Captain Reinbart. I know, I love Monkey Island. I mean, it's just reference to sometimes. Okay, sorry.
Potato with a clutch dodge over there. He has to be careful here because he's only at 1 HP, and while Werner Wehrman is not that hard to avoid, 1 HP can always be kind of scary right here.
Decide to play safe because sometimes you use the EX shot.
Oh,
wow, that was. Sometimes you use the.
Pretty bad.
Oh
Whoa.
no, he got blasted by the flamethrower. He didn't see that coming, and this may be really bad for him. It's really bad for him. Because Kaleva is in the second phase right now, and he's for sure ahead. However, Kaleva right now is not that much ahead, so this race is pretty far to be over. He didn't lose that much time because he died pretty much a half of the battle, a bit above half of the battle, so it's not that bad. But for sure, this death can put the Potato in a disadvantaged position. But Kaleva is finishing the battle. No
Kaleva finished here without dying, like he does. So he takes the lead right now, and I mean, like you said, it's not that big of a lead, but it's the first time that we've seen Kaleva in the lead during the race,
Yeah,
and heading into Brini Bird, man. Oh, this is a race, man. This is a race right here.
yeah, yeah. Now, I mean, if you get a very bad pattern, you can even lose about 20 seconds here, the Captain Brimer. I mean, the worst it can happen, the worst pattern ever is that you lose 10 seconds. But with the worst pattern ever, just losing 10 seconds is really hard. You also really need a perfect execution just to lose just 10 seconds and not more. Let's see what Kaleva gets there.
Okay, pretty standard so far.
Oh, that was the bad RNG. That was the bad RNG. Only 2 shots from the second time use the gun, meaning that Kaleva will have for sure an extra cycle to deal with. This means that Kaleva is going to lose probably from an ideal time, probably around 6-7 seconds, if not more. Unfortunately for him, he gets the squid there, so he can jump to the last phase without any waste of time. Good for Kaleva, he limits damage a lot.
And he skips the ray.
Yeah, also got a very fast knockout there without seeing the laser. Sometimes you kill the boss when he's shooting the big laser from his mouth, but this time he actually managed to finish it before the laser, so very good third phase. The Potato clutched another fight, 1 HP at some point, and I didn't pay really attention to the RNG got 50, so he got a decent RNG, at least not a very bad one. Or even
I mean, they
from
both
Potato
adapted pretty well to the RNG that they got, and they ended up getting amazing fights, both of them. A 49 and a 50 are definitely extremely good times for Brini Bird.
Yeah. Right now, this fight can be tricky because sometimes dodging all the shots that Calamaria throws at you is not easy. As you can see, when his attacks superimposed like that, you have to play very careful. Especially during the last phase, when most of the time you are just 1 HP, you have to stay very close to her. And sometimes dodging the attack, dodging the spiky walls can be tricky. Can be really tricky.
Kaleva, they're taking a damage that he didn't intend to take. I bet he was trying to transform into the bomb and he didn't get it. So losing a little bit of time there, because the bomb doesn't work when you have invincibility.
Yeah.
You have to have an active hitbox for the bomb to actually hit as well.
Absolutely. Kaleva is in a good shape, in a good position. 2 HP, he's almost done with the third phase, and he gets the knockout. Very well done. The Potato is about to enter into the last phase. As you can see, very close race. Very close race. Potato should be able to get a knockout very soon. No issue whatsoever. If you stay really close, actually the hitbox of the ray doesn't actually hurt you, so you are pretty much safe. This fight is strange because just staying closer, you are actually more safe than just keeping your distances. This is a very cool strat that has been discovered right from the beginning of the game. It really helps you a lot with this fight. Otherwise, this fight would have been very tricky. For casual playthrough, you keep your distances and dodging everything is hard. Oh, my friend, the pain train.
Alright, Kaleva opting for a little bit of a safe strat at the beginning of the section here, the train. And then he's gonna go and try for the 2-phase kill here for the second phase. So let's see if he actually gets it. He's gonna have to throw all of the EX there, and he got it. Awesome.
Nice. Very nice. Now it's the turn of the Potato. Potato needs to clutch this to cycle in order not to lose further time from Kaleva. Let's see if he gets it.
He didn't go for the 2-cycle strats, I think, but let's see.
No, he didn't.
No.
Okay. Play safe. Decide to play safe. Okay.
Just slightly off for that second cycle thing. And Kaleva also got a really good twins there. Heading into the very last section with still 3 HP. And
Yeah,
I think with 3 HP he's gonna be trying a little bit of risky strats and trying to close the
yeah, one
machine
cycle.
here with
It's
one
actually one
cycle.
cycle. Yeah, definitely possible with 5x and a lot
And
of.
he
Yeah, I
gets
did it.
it.
Get it. The strat is fairly recent, I think. It has been discovered pretty recently, I would say. And if you have
Yeah,
5x and plenty of life, it's not even that hard to pull off. Definitely could win it. Whereas the potato has to be very careful because he has just 1 HP and he doesn't have the full arsenal of EX, so he has to use more cycles, and more cycles means longer battle. But he gets it. Nice, very nice. Well, nice done for from Potato, which is still in this race. It's not over yet for him. He can still win. Of course, yeah, he needs an error from Kaleva, but he's still there. He can still win. It's still really close. Probably King Dice and the Devil will be decisive at this point for the
yeah.
upcoming race.
King Dice being the longer fight here, so any error in King Dice can really cost a lot of time. And we have seen the devil claiming some races very last
Yeah,
minute here.
yeah.
Um,
Especially at the beginning, I remember Jason lost a race because of death. The
yeah,
Devil.
the devil showing why he is the last boss on the game.
Yeah,
He's probably not the hardest usually, but he has definitely caused some deaths to players in this tournament so far.
yeah.
I think we're
Incident.
I think we're gonna see both here going for the super standard now route here for the King Dice, which is fight the boss in number 2, which is the poker chips we just saw, and then fight the boss in number 4, which is the domino chip, and then the boss in number 8, which is the 8 ball, the
Yeah,
magic 8 ball.
yeah. Kaleva has had slightly better RNG than the potato because Kaleva has 2 extra hearts on his path, whereas the potato just 1. It's not really a big difference, but having more health usually allows you to play more
Riskier.
riskier and more fight. It allows you to pull off riskier strategies and allows you to be more calm because I mean knowing that you can take extra hits definitely helps, especially
Yes,
during a race.
especially here because the potato got a one hit in the poker chips, but I don't see any of these players having issues with that anyway.
No, I think that the King Dice fight on this category is not really hard. The thing that you can really screw up actually are the roll dice. Those one can really screw you over because if you miss a roll, you can actually land on a different tile with respect you are used to, and thus getting longer fights and maybe harder fights. And as you can see, look at the second to last tile, which reads start over. If you did that, you actually get back to the very beginning. Of course, the boss you've beaten stays beaten. You have to refight them, but you have to actually to start from the very beginning, roll the dice over and over until you get to the finish. And this can cost you a lot of time. Ah, Kaleva!
Oh,
No,
commentary scores, man.
man, I
I don't
called
know
that.
if I don't
I
know if we
called
have
that.
seen this in tournament so far.
Oh my god,
Oh
this is
man!
so bad.
And with this, I think Potato can go back into the lead, man. Going into the
Yeah.
devil.
Let's see if he gets
Oh
the right
man,
the right roll. Yes, he gets the first two. It simply needs not to hit a 1 now. And he's in a good shape. Okay, nice.
that was very unfortunate, man.
Nah, yeah. And now Kaleva has not to get a 1 because we really don't want to see the monkey now.
Potato has to be
Man,
careful though. He's only
yeah,
one
1
HP
HP.
here.
1 HP has to play safe here because it's really easy to miss those parries. If you miss the parry, you actually land off the cards. For Potato would mean death. But Potato gets Kaleva can play, of course, much more riskier that fight, much more faster. So definitely Kaleva retain a little bit more of time that lose previously because of the missed roll. Man, this is getting intense. The Potatoes has a slight lead. It not only needs to actually clutch the devil, but he has to play it very well because if it hits the devil but he has some trouble, lose some time, Kaleva is still there, he can still do it. Man, this is intense.
Something like the head attack could change the lead again.
Yeah. Yeah, RNG can play a very important role, especially if the potato gets the spider attack. That one is really slow. thus far, all good for the potato. The snake attack. Let's
He's
see
got
what
1
they
damage.
decide to do. Okay, the got
Oh,
attack, but now it's a 1 HP. Oh god. Why is
oh
it 1
man,
HP?
this is pretty intense.
That button can be tricky to dodge. Let's see, play safe. Decide to play safe. Okay, all good. And he gets the
Oh, he gets the
spider.
head
Oh
attack, man.
no. Gets the
Oh man.
spider. Gets the spider. He has only 1 HP. Kaleva is not. It's not over. This race is still open. 20 result. Guys, this race is amazing right now.
They're pretty much going into the hell at the same time here.
Yeah. Probably the potato dealt a little bit of more damage because of the spider. Probably this second phase for the potato will be a little bit shorter than Kaleva. Let's see. My god, this is intense. Potato is a 1 HP. He cannot risk much. He has to play a little bit safe. And the devil, this fight can turn bad really quickly, man. Once
Man.
past the second phase is almost done. He has to pay attention for some.
Oh, potato here about to close it out. Oh man.
He did it.
We have a winner. We
GG
have
for-
a winner. GG for the potato
Wow.
here.
Wow, what a race, guys.
Oh man. Kaleva also finishing.
4 seconds, guys. 4
They-
seconds apart. Man,
They have
4 seconds.
official Israel time. It's 35:45 for potato and 35:51 for Kaleva.
6
There was
seconds
only
for
6
us.
seconds apart in Israel time, and this was definitely the closest race.
Wow, what an outcome, guys! What an outcome! Actually, I called the mistake with the roll dice, but in that fight, that was the only thing that could have been really bad for both of the players, and unfortunately, Kaleva misses the most important one, because actually, if you play an extra boss, it's not that bad, but if you have to start over there, man, that's gonna hurt. As you can see, Kaleva gained 7 seconds in the last fight because of better RNG. He didn't get the spider, and he had full health for pretty much all the fight, so he could play riskier. But it wasn't enough. Actually, the potato has been able to administrate well the seconds that he gained because of Kaleva server. But still, GG to both players. An amazing race. Probably one of the most intense and close thus far. And
I think it was definitely the closest race so far, and I'm trying to see if any of them want to join and comment, see what was their thoughts through the race. What was thoughts on Potato when he lost to Werner Gremlin? What was the thought on Kaleva's head when he got the start over in King Dice, man?
yeah,
I don't know if they're gonna be joining, but that would be pretty interesting to listen from them.
I see the potato here. Hi Potato, congrats for the win. Man, I don't know if you know what
Yo,
actually
hello,
happened to
everyone.
Kaleva.
Oh, we have Kaleva here as well.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want to listen from both. I'm gonna start right now with Potato just because he was a winner, man. But what were your thoughts through the race? What were your thoughts when you got that dead on Werner Gremlin, man?
I need to pull out every fast strategy I can think of, basically.
No,
man.
Like, I think I got, in my splits, I got like 3, 10-second gold splits in a row.
wow.
And that was on Briny, Calamaria, and then Phantom.
Wow, it was an insane race, man. It was definitely an insane race. Most of the time, Potato had the advantage all the way until Werner Gremlin. Then Kaleva got the lead right there, and he lost it very unfortunately at a start over at King Dice. What went through your head, Kaleva, when you saw that dice landing into start over?
Well, I was, because I haven't been like looking my opponent's view like at all during any race. So basically, I was just thinking that, well, if Potato isn't just right like behind me, then this isn't anything too bad, and I'm just gonna see what happens. But yeah, definitely the most stupidest shit happened during this race. Like, it's just unfortunate. I had an amazing run. I had a few bad boss fights, but other than that, apart from that Hilda fight and that stupid dice roll on King Dice, that would have been very, very close to my PB also.
Yeah, it was a very nice race. I saw a lot of bosses play pretty much flawlessly. The train was amazing.
Yeah, I got one cycle again.
That train
Yeah.
was absolutely insane. One cycle to the last phase, 2 cycles on the second phase. Also the twin phase was really good. Amazing fight. But
Yeah, it was a
unfortunately,
really good fight, Kaleva. I'm glad I was able to have it against you. It was very close.
Unfortunately, in races, yeah, single episode can be much more decisive than an overall good run. Unfortunately, I can tell you because of my own experience. But just one mistake can really screw over.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you play, unfortunately, this is the game we play. These are races for you. Unfortunately, these are the rules, and one big mistake can really ruin your race. But
Oh, sorry, go
you are
ahead.
not out, you know.
Yeah, this now sets up potentially one of the closest matches. If Luigi wins against Jason, it'll be first seed against second seed.
Yeah, definitely. Kaleva is not done yet. Now we have to play
Oh,
the loser bracket final, and if he wins that, he will have a rematch against Potato. This time Kaleva will have to win twice because of how the double bracket system works.
All right.
But you are not done yet. Kaleva, you still
Well,
a
it's nice to hear.
chance. Yeah, we have to win twice against the Potato the next time. If we win the loser bracket final against the winner of the match between Jason and Multi Luigi.
I already pulled off both of my miracles in this tournament. I feel like I'm not gonna win that.
No, you have a very good shot. You did an amazing job, Kaleva. Apart from that unfortunate Hildeberg that puts you a little bit behind. Then you start catching up with the Potato with some very incredible fights. Then Potato died at Vernon Verman, and there you got back the lead, and then King dies.
Yeah.
It happened. Don't be too mad with yourself. It's something that is really easy. It can happen really easily. Here, there you have to be very precise with roll dice. Actually, there you are always in a sort of predicament because you never really know what to do, if risking and trying to get fast rolls or playing safe. But then if you play safe, you start thinking, oh, if I play safe, then my opponent can catch up with me. It's really difficult it's really difficult. That spots are really hard to manage. But also from a mental point of view, not only technical, but just it's a mindset point of view.
Yeah.
This time, it was you picked the wrong decision this time, but you have you have plenty of room for redeem yourself. Actually, you can still win the tournament, so it's not over yet. So
yeah,
keep fighting. It's not over.
So moving forward here, let me start with Potato. You're in the winners. I mean, you're in the grand finals already on the winner's side of the bracket. What are you going to be doing from now until you know who your opponent is? To, well, I guess try to close it out and get the first victory in this Cuphead tournament.
Go to sleep. Probably practice the 3 bosses that have killed me throughout this tournament.
All right.
But generally, just like keep practicing and stuff like that.
Definitely practice.
I can't let myself go slack now that there's arguably the 3, some of the 3 best runners left in the tournament left to go through. And I know neither of them are gonna let themselves sleep now that all of them are on their last chance, basically.
Okay, how about you, Kaleva? Now that you know you're gonna be facing either Jason or Luigi, and you have to beat any of them to get back to the grand finals. What are your plans moving forward into the last phases of this tournament?
Well, I'm definitely going to try to go off in the final matches, and of course I've been going for the world record in this category, so
nice.
I will
That's
be.
what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, you took second recently, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually many might have not heard about it, but it was probably Monday night. So then I was on a world record pace up until King dies, but I died on the devil. So I definitely know that it's possible for me to do that again.
It's a shame to die at the end of a run, but when you get that close and you know, it's like, okay, I can just do this again. It's
Yeah.
within my grasp to do it, so it just makes you go a bit faster and harder next time.
So yeah, basically for the tournament, I'm just gonna do everything I can to win. Full of
Don't get the world record outside of it. Save it for getting it in the tournament.
Yeah.
We need to see a
I'll
world
try
record run in the tournament.
I might try another categories then.
Luigi already went
The best case scenario would be you and Luigi and both of you getting world records. Like, just 1 second difference, but you both beat the world record. That'd
Can
be
you
the
imagine
best.
something like that? Luigi getting 31 and 49, and Kaleva getting 31 and 50, something like that. My god. I got for record, but I also lost because my opponent did 2 and he did well. No,
That would be amazing to see though. But yeah, GG's to Kaleva.
Yeah, GG for that. Congrats.
Thank
on
you to
victory.
Speed Gaming for hosting this, and thank you to the commentators for
thanks
putting
to
up
you
with all that.
for the amazing race. We have a very good time with a lot of fun, and I hope that our audience also enjoyed the race as well. An amazing one, absolutely amazing, and we hope to see more. And we are going to see more because we have still, I guess, at least three matches. Because because we have 3 matches: the semi-finals of the loser bracket, which is going to be actually tomorrow at 11 AM. Match against Jason and Luigi. Jason, the man with the charge shot, and Luigi, the man
Jason the underdog with his unconventional strategies.
Yeah, and Luigi will try, the man who will try to get world record on race, because why not?
Yeah.
And then we will have the loser finals against the winner will face Kaleva, and in the loser final then we will have the grand final, the great finale. And if Kaleva wins that match, we will have another one, and the winner of that will the entire tournament. So we have lots of time, we have lots of races to watch it together. It will be amazing. I can't. I am looking forward to that. I am very looking forward.
Definitely.
So yeah, do we have?
I think that's about it.
Do you have any further thoughts about the race, about the tournament? If you want to add something else.
I think that's it.
So
yeah.
if this is it now, I think that we can call the stream. So thank you very much, first of all, to Speed Gaming for hosting us. As always, to Salmon for planning and organizing everything. And thanks for Kaleva and Luigi for the amazing race. Thanks to all our
Potato
audience.
actually.
You said Ouija by accident.
I said Luigi. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a compliment if you mistake me for Luigi.
Oh, no, I want to say Kaleva. No, I'm sorry. And thanks to the audience, to our viewers, to stay with us, to watch, actually, to support the tournament. And we will be back tomorrow at 11 AM ADT for the next race, which will be Jason against Luigi, and another great match that I don't know who will commentate, but it will be great for sure. And I think that's it. That's it for us. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day. And see you next time for other amazing Cuphead races. Bye bye.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for everyone.
See ya, everyone.